TAK-385 is potentially a first-in-class oral non-peptide GnRH antagonist for the use in prostate cancer. We've had multiple injectable androgen deprivation therapies and strategies, which have included LHRH agonists as well as a GnRH antagonist. All of them have been given by either subcutaneous or intramuscular injection. TAK-385 would be a first-in-class oral GnRH antagonist. And in our phase 2 trial, we had 3 arms, 2 different dosage uses of 80 and 120 milligram versus a control arm of LHRH agonist as a third arm. And what I'm presenting here today at ESMO in Vienna is the interim analysis of the efficacy and safety. In a nutshell, I can tell you that the primary endpoint of efficacy has been met very nicely in what one would expect in a GnRH antagonist that's already approved and on the market, such as GnRH. What we see is a very rapid testosterone declination. We don't see any agonist activity. We don't see any testosterone surge. First, we see a very nice correlative decrease in LH, followed by testosterone decrease and a PSA decline as well. In terms of any significant adverse events, by and large, the adverse events that we've seen in our interim analysis is just consistent with testosterone suppressive therapy, hot flashes, and things of that nature. And this is data that's now being presented in our first 50 patients of estimated 125 patients who've reached a 48-week point in evaluation. So I think that there's a lot of potential impact for an oral agent that could result in successful androgen deprivation therapy suppression. As we know, that's the mainstay for patients with not only advanced prostate cancer, but oftentimes for neoadjuvant adjuvant therapy for intermediate and high-risk patients who are undergoing radiation therapy. So I think that depending upon patient preference as well as physician preference, there is a wide spectrum of the use of an oral. First and foremost, because of its convenience. To just take 1 pill on a daily basis is a lot simpler than receiving an injection. We're looking also at the rapidity of the onset of suppression, the on-target effect as well as the off-target, which would be once you stop taking it, given its relatively short half-life, we might see earlier return of testosterone levels to normalcy, which could be an advantage for patients who are receiving adjuvant therapy and could be an advantage for patients who are on some form of an intermittent program. Now, there may be also patients who require chronicity of the use of androgen deprivation therapy, and depending upon their pill volume, they may be very happy to take that on a chronic basis. So I've always been intrigued and attracted to the idea of a true antagonist as opposed to an agonist, because it gets you to your end point of testosterone suppression that much faster and avoids any risks of not only a testosterone biochemical surge, but for certain patients that have metastatic disease, you avoid the risk of clinical flare.